Hello, and welcome back to English Total, the podcast where we break down the weird and wild aspects of the English language and human nature. Let me start today's show with a quick question. Have you ever walked around a ladder instead of walking under it? Or maybe you felt a sudden flash of anxiety when you accidentally dropped a mirror. If you have, you're not alone. Millions of people all over the world change their daily routines because of superstitions, beliefs that certain actions can bring good or bad luck. But here is the real puzzle. Is luck actually a magical force that follows us around, or is it something else entirely? Today, we are diving deep into the psychology of luck. We're going to explore how believing in good or bad luck can completely change how you behave, how you perform, and even how you see the world. So, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's get into it. Before we look at the psychology, let's define our terms. In English, when we talk about luck, we usually mean success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than through one's own actions. It's that word, apparently, that keeps scientists awake at night. Superstitions are the habits we build around luck. Some are cultural. For example, in many English-speaking countries, Friday the 13th is considered incredibly unlucky. In contrast, in Spain and Spanish-speaking countries, it's Tuesday the 13th that makes people nervous. No matter the culture, these beliefs cause us to adapt our behavior. Some people won't travel on those days. Others wear a lucky pair of socks to an exam or a job interview. But does it work? Well, scientifically speaking, a pair of socks cannot change the laws of physics or modify the questions on your test. However, psychologists have discovered that believing in luck has a massive cognitive impact, meaning it changes how our brains process information. Let's talk about a famous study by a British psychologist named Richard Wiseman. He spent 10 years studying people who considered themselves either exceptionally lucky or terribly unlucky. He wanted to know, are some people just born under a lucky star? He gave both groups a newspaper and asked them to count how many photographs were inside. The unlucky people took about 2 minutes to count them all. The lucky people? They took just a few seconds. How? Well, on the second page of the newspaper, Wiseman had printed a huge message that took up half the page. It said, "Stop counting. There are 43 photographs in this newspaper." The unlucky people completely missed it. They were so anxious and focused on counting every single line that they didn't notice the big picture. The lucky people, on the other hand, were relaxed, open-minded, and kept their eyes open for unexpected opportunities. This experiment proved that bad luck is often just a result of being too stressed to notice opportunities. If you believe you are unlucky, your anxiety closes your mind to the positive things around you. You develop a kind of tunnel vision. But what about good luck? Can a lucky charm actually improve your performance? Surprisingly, the answer is yes, but not for the reason you think. In another fascinating study, researchers looked at golfers. They gave golf balls to two groups of players. They told the first group that they were using a normal ball. They told the second group that their ball had been used by a famous, world-class professional golfer and was a lucky ball. Can you guess what happened? The players with the lucky ball performed significantly better, making almost 35% more successful shots. This happens because of a psychological concept called self-efficacy, which is your belief in your own ability to succeed. When you have a lucky charm, or when someone wishes you good luck, it boosts your confidence. Because you feel confident, you relax. Your muscles loosen up, your focus sharpens, and you actually perform better. The luck isn't in the ball, it's in your mindset. However, there is a dark side to this. Just as believing in good luck can elevate your performance, believing you are cursed with bad luck can ruin your day. This leads to what psychologists call a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is a prediction that causes itself to become true simply because you believe it will. Imagine you wake up, spill coffee on your shirt, and think, "Great, today is going to be an unlucky day." Because you are expecting bad luck, you become distracted and unhappy. Later, you miss your bus because you weren't paying attention to the time. Then, you make a mistake in a presentation at work or school because you are nervous. Did the universe conspire against you? No. Your initial belief changed your behavior, which created the negative outcome. You blamed luck, but it was actually your own attitude. So, how can we change our luck? Dr. Wiseman suggested that we can actually train ourselves to be luckier by adopting a few simple habits. First, maximize your chance opportunities. Chat with strangers, try new routes to work, and break your routine. The more varied your life is, the more opportunities you will stumble upon. Second, listen to your hunches. Lucky people trust their intuition. If something feels right, they go for it without overthinking. Third, expect good fortune. Go into situations assuming things will work out. This positive expectation helps you stay relaxed and see solutions instead of problems. And finally, turn bad luck into good. If something negative happens, look for the silver lining, the positive side of a bad situation. Fell down and broke your leg? Well, at least you finally have time to read that book or practice your English. To wrap things up, it seems luck isn't a magical cloud floating over your head. It is a mirror of your thoughts and behaviors. When you look for opportunities, stay relaxed, and believe in yourself, you will find that good luck seems to follow you wherever you go. Thank you for listening to this episode of English Total. Don't forget to practice what you learned today, and remember, you make your own luck. Catch you next time.